You may face many failures, but never mind them. Take every failure as a stepping stone. But don't leave your dream. Hold on to it.
Yes, sir.
If the bigger the dream is, more obstacles might rise in your path. But we should be prepared for it. Should be prepared for failures. We should be prepared for imperfections. It all depends on your spirit, no? Because your spirit has no age. Your self has no age. So,
100%, sir.
And if you can relate with any age, then you are ageless.
Gurudev, Pranam, welcome to the Ranveer Show. How are you, sir?
Very good. How are you?
I am doing good. It's genuinely an honor having you on the show, sir. You were one of my earliest influences when it came to embracing the idea of spirituality in your life. So it's amazing talking to you.
Lovely. And you are doing such good work. You are spreading
thank you so much.
through social media and influencing through social media. Lots and lots of youths, I heard. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot. We're just trying to get people to work harder, at the same time work on their inner selves.
And smarter too.
Yes, definitely. I think that's an outcome of working hard and listening to the right kind of conversations, honestly. Yeah. So I really want to dive straight in. I have some, in a friendly way, heavy questions. So my first question to you, sir, is what is your earliest memory? Because I feel that people born with a spiritual purpose in life, some of their early memories are very crucial in forming the character for the rest of their life. And we see a lot of people following your word, following your actions. So where did it all begin for you? Like from this lifetime of yours, what is your absolute earliest memory that affected your character or something?
Well, I'm still the way what I was before, and I am like that now also. From my very young age, spirituality was like fish to water for me. There's nothing new about it. And in my young days, I spent the time with all elderly people, and now as I'm getting older, I'm spending with young people. That's all the difference is.
So what is the difference between the young people of today and the young people of those times?
Young people of today are more mature. They get satisfied by all the things that's going around them much earlier than people few generation back. Few generation back there were personal ambition for people. Spirituality came much later. Now spirituality is coming to young people at a much earlier age. Yeah.
Why is that happening though, sir? Like what is the requirement of these times?
I think the train is running very fast now. Those days the train was going slow, and now you have bullet trains, so it runs very fast. The same with human beings also. They are able to mature much earlier in age. They're seeking for something higher in a young age itself. Yeah.
So, like the planet we live on and this life that everyone experiences, I honestly feel is an outcome of the people who inhabit the planet. So, if this generation is getting spirituality so early in their life, so many young people are embracing it earlier in their life, do you think that we are heading into a better time for the planet? Or, how there's a lot of negative people out there who think that we're heading into dark times.
No,
What do you think?
Obviously, we are heading towards a better time. Young people are becoming more environmentally conscious. Young people are more service oriented. They are less selfish. They are less consumerist in nature. Even in the last 10 years, 15 years, you see a tremendous change. people want to do something for bigger cause. They have seen all those who have with wealth and fame, all that thing, and they see their lives are not so happy. So there is a natural seeking of happiness in people, right? And it's a good sign. I tell you, only intelligent people seek spirituality. And
Okay.
youngsters are becoming more intelligent, so their seeking is higher. Yeah.
Why do you think atheism exists as a concept? Rejecting this idea of a higher power or a god or the universe, where too many people think too kind of outward. Honestly, they don't value anything other than themselves. Where does this idea come from? Why does it exist in the first place?
It was a result of Western civilization. When the churches controlled people's lives and the government, there was a rebellion against the organized religions in the West, especially in Russia. And then when the Soviet Union prospered, when it became a huge country with atheism as its central core, India definitely got influenced by that. India was closer to USSR, the Soviet Union, and we started appreciating. We were amazed looking at US and the way they have progressed, and they said religion is a mafia, and we nodded because we thought our poverty is because of our religion. Though not everybody, but most people of that generation, educated lot, thought maybe this is the way of life. But when USSR disintegrated, when the swimming pools, which were once upon a time a church, became church again, the whole concept of atheism was out of the window, even in China. Then we started waking up to this reality.
Yeah. So, because you have been responsible for converting so many people's mindsets, transforming people's mindsets, how do you transform like the most intensely negative mindset into that journey of positivity? What is that first step?
They should just come in touch with someone who is positive. Even any one
Okay.
of our teacher, when they sit with them, I say, don't worry about whether you are atheist or a believer, doesn't matter. You can be an atheist also and can be a good person. You don't
Hmm.
have to force believing in yourself, theism in you. If you can continue to be a non-believer in God or anything, but you cannot say, I don't believe in human values. You can't say, I don't believe in decency, in happiness, in peace.
Yes, sir.
And the values
100%.
that uphold humanity.
100%.
And so if you are honoring yourself, if you accept these human principles, that is good enough. And for that, you take care of yourself. Take care of your mind, take care of your body, your breath, your emotions. Know something about yourself. In our workshops, Art of Living workshop, we don't talk about God, we talk about human existence. We have 7 layers to our human existence: body, breath, mind, intellect, memory, ego, and yourself. So, knowing a little bit of yourself, then you get onto a different platform altogether in your life.
Beautiful, sir. I have to ask you the burning question in many people's hearts, which is, so what is happening around us? Because I'm sure even in your lifetime, in this lifetime of yours, you may not have seen a situation like this. Why is this happening, sir? What world are we heading into? I would just like to know whatever you're thinking about this whole situation. The COVID-19 coronavirus
The
situation, I mean.
COVID-19 situation is a very peculiar situation. Now, but there is some good thing also happening because of this situation. It's not all 100% bad. The good thing is the nature is rejuvenating itself. Now we know we can lock ourselves down for some time, which mankind never even dreamt or thought we could do it.
Yes,
In fact, I recommended to world leaders that we should have a planned lockdown every year for 1 week and allow nature to rejuvenate. See, Mumbai, you have dolphins coming into the shore. I'm sure you all would have been thrilled by listening to that. And there are peacocks on the street, and weathers have changed. Bangalore weather has never been so good. So, since last 50 years, I know when we were kids, we had such a beautiful weather here. We never needed an air condition or even a fan.
Yes, sir.
Anytime throughout the year. Now today, that type of weather has returned. You could see
100%.
Himalayas very clearly from many cities of Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir. Water got itself, the rivers have become better. Ganges and Jamuna have much purer water now. Look at the way and then chidiya aa gayi hai. You see in Delhi there are sparrows in the city. These all the signs of nature coming back to ourselves. This is very good. We got such a pure quality of air now. Number one. Second is people always complain everywhere in the world. I don't get time. Now, nature gave you lot of time. Okay, you have lot of time. Sit and do all those which you have been postponing and not wanting to do. Third thing is you got time to spend with your intimate family, close family.
Yes, sir.
So there is more bonding. There is more, a sort of thing. And one good thing is, see, we are living in the age of technology. We have internet, we have cell phones, we still are connected. Though there is lockdown, we are connected with the whole world. Suppose the same thing has happened some 20 years back. Just imagine what would have been the situation, right? Of course, this has hard-hitting impact on daily wage workers and people, small-time business people. Yes, many businesses have been really disrupted now. But this is nothing short of a world war. After World War, during World War, after World War, everything gets flattened and you have to rebuild it. No, we have to come up with this new spirit of rebuilding the economy. Yes, and now is not the time for competition, but for cooperation. Cooperate, help each other, come together and rebuild the economy. This is the challenge we have. And soon I am sure this fear of COVID will go away. It will be there for some time, another 6 months to 1 year, people will still have fear. Once a medicine is being found for it, it's like common cold, then people won't worry about it.
Yes, sir. So what kind of world are we heading into? Are you optimistic about it? Are you positive about the world we are heading into? Or are you somewhere a little bit nervous in terms of, oh my God, maybe some men might fail their tests again?
No, I'm very realistic about it. I see things are going to be better, and the world will think differently now.
In what way? Can you give examples of how you think?
Yeah. See, this COVID, this virus, which is less than 2 grams, little over 1 gram, could bring the entire world to stand still. People have to wake up and see what is that we have done. Where are we heading? What is the priority? Any one thing that a person does somewhere in China can affect the entire globe then we cannot ignore these things, that how strong we are all connected. So we have to
100%
take
so.
care of ourselves and see no untoward experiments like this can happen anywhere in the world. If it is a natural phenomena, it is different. But if it is a man-made phenomena, the ethics committee of the United Nations will wake up and put their foot and say, we cannot do such things.
100%. So I've been someone who ate meat most of his life, and I enjoyed meat while I ate it. And maybe since I went deeper into my spirituality for the last 3 to 4 years, I've gone completely vegetarian. I've seen the difference it made to my body, my mind, my spiritual journey. Do you think the world is heading more in that direction, and possibly COVID-19 is a kind of signal from the universe to tell us, hey, quit eating meat?
No, even before COVID-19, the world has turned to more vegan, more vegetarian food all over.
Yes.
Ranveer, when I was traveling 40 years back in the 70s and 80s world, hardly there would be any vegetarian stuff anywhere. Hardly. You have to carry everything with you. Of course, you get vegetables, fruits were all there. But vegetarianism was not the norm of the society. People would raise their eyebrows. But today, that's not the case. Everywhere people are taking to vegetarianism because they have found it much, much more useful to the body. And the makeup of our body is such that it is more suitable for vegetarian.
100%, sir. But how do you convince someone without having them experiencing it? Because I feel if someone experiences it for a while, then they understand what you speak, sir. But how do you convince
I think
someone
you'll be a
who's never
better
experienced?
person to say it, because I have been a vegetarian all my life. If I say it, it will be seen as a prejudice. But you can say, when people like you say, then they will, they can relate it to much more. You should talk about it more.
Yes, sir. I am going to take that as one of my homework pieces from you. But like what I will suggest is, when you eat a mint chewing gum, how it makes your mouth feel cool. I feel vegetarian food does that for your entire body and your mind. It just cools down your body and cools down your mind. Therefore, you're able to think with a lot more sharpness and clarity. And that's what you pretty much need for a happy life, I feel.
If people argue, well, vegetarian घास फूस खा के क्या करना है हमको, तो we need protein, so I'm a bodybuilder, so I had to eat meat and all that. Just tell them elephants are there and horses, elephants, bulls, they're all vegetarian. We have 2 cute elephants here in the ashram. You should see their strength. They are so cute, and they are vegetarian. Yeah. And they can give this message to people that, look, we are all vegetarian and we are much stronger than you.
I hope that people catch that message the way it should be caught. So, but again, it's one of those things that you'll only truly understand after you put your body through it. And so, speaking about the spiritual journey in general, I have one question for you, which is that I am sure that the way you face prejudice about you talking about vegetarianism, there's a lot of prejudices you have to face as well. Just generally, some people might call you a god man, or they'll use some negative terms like that and put you in boxes. So what is your message to those people? That's what I want to ask you, because I think if you've practiced yoga, if you've practiced spirituality, I completely understand the thought and the place that you come from, sir. But there's a lot of people who completely shut to that, who are probably watching this podcast till this point. So what is your message to them?
When someone is shut, there is no point in talking to them. Okay. People who criticize you without knowing you are only showing that they have no value for what they are saying. So if they know you and they say something, that has some value. With such people, yes, I don't even go to say anything to them. I just smile. I'm used to this sort of prejudice. I've seen that from last 40 years. But then,
Yes.
they cannot hold on to it for too long.
Yes, sir.
You see, I'm talking to 40 years back when we started our art of living. Even yoga means in the Western countries, they used to think it is something not for common mainstream people. They thought
Yes, sir.
yoga means someone with bhasma, ashes all over the body, standing on one leg somewhere in Allahabad. This was the idea people used to have,
Yes, sir.
So when we call art of living, when people became a little curious, what is this? Let us see. And when they started 10 minutes, we don't do much yoga, 10, 15 minutes of yoga, a little breathing, little meditation, knowledge about life. Many people's mind opened up. So today millions practice. 2 billion people are practicing yoga around the world.
That's beautiful.
So when the world is taking to spirituality, slowly, in India also, people who are resisting it will also follow. Some of the big movies that they go to, English movies like Matrix and Inception, all these were based on Yoga Vasishta, our scriptures.
Okay.
So, people, even those who do not like any spirituality, they enjoy these movies. So, there are ways that spirituality enters into somebody's life. If they don't want to enter straight, they enter somewhere roundabout through these movies. Most of the movies that are made in California, in west of America, they have highly spiritual dialogues. They are spiritual because you will see people there. It's a common thing. Meditation is the most common thing. Now, universities around the world have adopted meditation as part of their, for credit. Our art of living is for credit in 58 universities in America. So,
Yes, sir.
sometime or other, people will catch up. Because
Yes, sir.
this has been the history in the world, When somebody is alive, people don't recognize them. They frown at them. They make all comments. When they're gone, then they start appreciating their life. This happens in the world. And so there are all type of people, some with lot of prejudice, others are overcoming the prejudice. See, in this country, before our Prime Minister Narendra Modi started visiting temple and very proudly saying that it's okay to go to temple, there was a taboo in people, even in politicians. So a few people, when they lead, when they break these barriers that the mind has falsely created in the name of modernism, then a new world opens up in front of us. That's what happens.
100%.
Prejudice vanishes. Yeah.
So, all these different spiritual paths, everyone knows it eventually leads to that same goal of complete peace, complete surrender. So, keeping that in mind, sir, I'm going to ask you another very hot question.
Yeah.
You are one of the most respected spiritual people in the country. Someone else who's extremely respected from a spiritual perspective is Sadhguruji. I've also had the honor of interviewing him. So, sir, have you ever interacted with him? What is your take on his work? How do y'all view each other?
No, I have met with him. Couple of times I have met with him, known him. See, in India, there are many schools of thought, many different schools of thought. And doesn't matter what school, but the main aim is to bring inner peace and happiness, bringing the transformation in people's life. If our mind is closed to learning, to furthering, the very purpose of our life, to spread happiness, we need as many avenues to open that up.
Got it. Understood.
So the closed mind need to be open, and it can happen through dialogue, through talks, through practices, and just through general knowledge. If people are open to general knowledge, if they're not, holding on to the prejudice, then there is
Yes, sir.
progress.
100%. So, keeping spirituality again as the theme of the conversation, I feel when people enter this path of spirituality, there is certain things that they gain along the way to peace. And often for the youth, and this is something I have learned through my own career, you need to pull them into spirituality initially with the promise of gifts. You need to tell them that, listen, you will get these things from spiritual practice. So can you elaborate a little bit on what those initial gifts are? Eventually, it is complete peace and being happy with where you are, being completely grounded. But on the way to that point, what are the tools that the world of spirituality gifts you? What, correct breathing patterns gift you in order to benefit your life, in order to benefit your career, in order to benefit your relationships?
First of all, neither at home nor in school have you been taught what to do when you feel frustrated, when you are upset, when you are off your mood. Nobody taught you how to handle your own negative emotions. You feel jealousy, you feel heartbroken, you fall in love and you fall out of love, and you don't know what to do. You carry this anguish. You can go and talk to your other friends, but it doesn't solve. Especially when you are broken up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you are experiencing a hell. You are going through a hell, you are suffering a lot. Or you have anxiety of exams, your anxiety about interviews, your anxiety about your career. And this anxiety, anxiousness, takes away the sheen from you. You don't look joyful, you don't look happy, and you go to an interview so worried, nobody is going to hire you, right? When you have competitions, you are so nervous, and life is full of competition. And now here, these breathing techniques, this meditation, the Kriya, helps you tremendously. It puts you back on track, it invokes the confidence in you, it improves your intuitive ability, it gives you the right thought at the right time.
Yes,
You
sir.
depend on your own thoughts, right? Your actions are depending on your thought. And if your head is all cluttered, you don't get the right thought at the right time, no clarity in the mind. Then you are suffering your whole life. The years pass by, you hold on to the grudge, you hold on to anger against anybody, and that shows up in your behavior. And when your vibrations are negative, you attract similar vibrations around you. Law
Yes,
of
sir.
attraction works here. Because you are negative and you repel people. And you want to attract everybody, you want attention from people, but you are doing just the opposite. And Sudarshan Kriya brings that positive energy in you. You feel, all that repelling energy of you is gone. You feel
100%.
very settled, you feel more calm, you feel more attractive, you feel happy from within. And your brain works very well. It brings
sir.
you, it gives you the right thought at the right time. Clarity in mind and purity in heart are just the byproduct of these practices. And this everybody wants. And
Yes,
if
sir.
your heart is broken, these practices can fix it just in few days' time.
Yes, sir.
Within 4-5 days, you will be normal self, ready to go on another journey. Yeah.
100%, sir. That's something I experienced as well last year. I had a bit of a heartbreak in my own life. Just took a week off from work, spent my time meditating, and just, kind of put the learnings that I've had over the years into practice. And that's something I feel a lot of young people don't know, that your body and your mind are capable of a lot, but you need to know how to play those instruments.
Correct. We are so stuck in small things and we don't realize we live in a world of 7 billion people.
Yes,
And
sir.
you have a lot of choice. And you have a lot of possibility in your life to do. So these things are what I would say are the first benefits of this. And then, you create an atmosphere of positivity and love around you. Feel that love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I feel somewhere spirituality is like a sharpener and for the pencil of your life. So, if your life and your existence is a pencil, spirituality can sharpen that pencil and make it more aesthetic, more beautiful, more useful. Keeping that in mind, so someone like you who has embraced spirituality since so early in life, at this stage of your life, do you still have to practice any kind of meditations, any kind of spiritual practices? And if you do, my question to you is, what happens to you in your meditations? Like, what do you do today?
No, I don't need to do anything. But I still do. When I guide anybody, I still do it. Because I can't tell anybody to do something which I don't do myself. But I don't have any need to do anything. Yeah.
Okay. But so today, if you sit on a meditation, what goes on in your mind at the end of the meditations? Because honestly, I am at that stage where I'm just beginning to sharpen the pencil. So at the end of my meditation, it's always a bit of prayer, a bit of, I ask for blessings from the God, from the universe. What is it for you at the end of your meditations?
I bless everybody. I
Oh,
bless the whole world.
okay.
I don't ask anything for myself. No. I am here
Okay.
for everybody. My life is for everybody. So I just bless everybody, wish good for everyone.
Beautiful. So, what is your opinion on the law of attraction or magnetism or manifestation?
When you don't crave for it, it is yours. But if you are after it, it runs away.
So, what should be the mindset of someone who has strong missions in life? I want to do this, I want to do that. Are they
Good,
not supposed to visualize?
good. Hold on to it. Hold on to your vision. You can have dreams. Have one dream for yourself, one dream for the nation. I would say have two dreams. One your personal dream, one dream for yourself, and have one dream for everybody, for the nation, where you want the world to move. If not nation, take the whole world. Yeah, and work
Yes, sir.
towards it. You may face many failures, but never mind them. Take every failure as a stepping stone. But don't leave your dream. Hold on to it.
Yes, sir.
If the bigger the dream is, more obstacles might rise in your path. But we should be prepared for it. Should be prepared for failures. We should be prepared for imperfections. If you are not accommodating imperfection in your life, if you are too much holding on to perfection, you will become irritable. And when you become irritable, your success will be a far-fetched reality. So, to have that control on yourself, I would say, leave some room for imperfections. That will increase your patience. Number one.
Got it.
Second thing is, have an open mind. Drop all prejudice. Keep your mind open. New ideas may come at any time to take you towards your goal. So be open to new ideas. Second thing. Third, work in team. Honor the team. And honor the people who help you to move in your towards your goal. This is important,
Yes, sir.
when we respect and honor people, you will get that many times fold, many times in return to you. Because if you
Yes,
have
sir.
some big thing to achieve, you need the help of many people. And so you
Yes,
need
sir.
to have that humility. And fourth is
Good.
have this confidence. Know that there will be obstacles and know you will be able to overcome them. I think these
Yes,
four
sir.
things should be enough.
It's these four things together are stronger than just sitting in one place and visualizing about where you want to be. Am I right?
Visualizing, yeah, you can do. But see, once you have a dream, I would call it a dream. Some people call it visualizing. That is okay. But this again and again putting this affirmation may not be as helpful as it is being thought 2 decades back. In America, there
Hmm.
was a trend to say, okay, and tell yourself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, so that your self love will grow. you know. But I have seen personally many people who went on to this path of visualizing and giving affirmation to themselves. They've gone really the other way around, contrary to that. See, you are in Mumbai. You are in Mumbai, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, do you have to remind yourself every day, I am in Mumbai, I am in Mumbai? No. Once you know, that's it. You know it is there. If you keep repeating to yourself, I am in Mumbai, I am in Mumbai every day, that means you have a doubt whether you are not in, you have a doubt that you are not in Mumbai, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
it
100%.
only somewhere on the other side increases the doubt in you too.
Yes, sir.
The
100%.
real way of visualization, our ancient people here in India said, they said, take a sankalpa and drop it. See, if
Which
you go,
means,
take a sankalpa, have an intention, and then offer it to the universe. Don't hold on to the. See, you think in your mind, okay, I want to go to Nasik. So, what do? With that one thought, you take your car and you drive. You don't repeat the whole way through Nasik, I am going to Nasik, I want to go to Nasik. You will end up
yes,
in
sir.
mental hospital. So you have an intention and then put attention and manifestation will happen.
Got it, sir. You focus much more on the actions than the thought.
Yeah. Then you don't need to repeat yourself, put this thought into yourself again and again and again and too many times.
Yes, sir. 100%. So I have to ask you because there is this whole revolution that's going on with the youth of India today, especially online. People are quitting concepts like pornography completely. People are embracing concepts like celibacy. There is something called the no fap movement, which is again basically brahmacharya, and that's coming back to the youth of cities. So, sir, can you explain the role of celibacy in spiritual growth as well as mental growth? Like, what does it do for a human being's mind?
Now, see, celibacy, I don't think is a practice, it is something that happens to you. When you
Okay.
have total contentment, when you have lot of energy, when you get that energy of bliss, of samadhi, whenever you had a taste of samadhi, celibacy happens to you naturally. You don't have to force on yourself. Yes, moderation and uh, celibacy has its own benefits. It is its own charm. It has own energy level. Definitely, it has. So I'm hearing from you for the first time that there is such a fad in the youth. I think this is a cycle, in the world. Sometimes when people go through this and then uh, different tendencies come up and they go. Even for example, sex for people, they don't do it all the time. I don't think anybody does it all the time. They have seasons. They have, times when they feel the urge in the body. Now, unfortunately, we think sex is bad. Should not be taken as a bad or a sin. In this country, it was not seen as a sin. It's a Western thought we adopted in this country for several centuries now. At the same time, brahmacharya is considered to be a vrat and vow which is very good and which is in the path of yoga. This is very important and makes a lot of sense in that, because it's the same energy which gets transformed into love. It's one energy
Yes,
in
sir.
the body that is either sex energy, or it converts itself into love, compassion, anger also. People who suppress sex, sometimes they become very angry.
Hmm.
The same energy gets an outlet in anger. But if the same energy is channeled through meditation as love and compassion, then you see that you are in bliss the whole time. You don't
Yes,
have
sir.
to make an act to experience bliss. The bliss is
Hmm.
there with you with just meditation.
100%. So I feel that celibacy combined with the spiritual practices like meditation, like living a clean, ethical life, that is the real key. And it's
Correct,
not
correct, correct.
just abstaining from sex or abstaining from masturbation or something.
Yeah, you see, you force the abstinence on you, then it comes to you from some other distorted form inside of you. You become irritable, angry, and emotionally imbalanced. Sometimes you are not so clear in your communication, thinking. All these sort of psychological issues will arise out of it.
Yes, sir.
If you want to practice celibacy, you must do yoga and meditation. Then you will see it's not an issue at all. It has become a natural thing for you. You are not forcing something on you.
Also, the parallel way of thinking could be that after the age of 25, if you get married to the right person and if you are engaging in sex with that person, you are channelizing that sexual energy as love energy within a marriage. That would also be correct, right?
Yeah, correct. It's definitely. No, what I'm saying is, if you are using your energy into a creative um, um, channel, you are putting it into some
Yes.
creativity or in service or even in studies, sex is not a botheration at all. Nobody is bothered about sex when they have exams. See, at those times they are so busy. And when you have an important mission to accomplish in life, that is not some issue that comes into your head. Similarly, when you are serving people, when you have love and compassion in you, sex is not an issue at all. But when you are focused only on yourself, your pleasure, then it's a natural instinct. You should not
Yes, sir.
say this is bad or sin, I have to get out of it. No, it's a natural instinct. Honor it and then go beyond it. That's what I would say.
That's beautiful, sir. So, I mean, I feel that when you do meditation, when you do good in the world, even if your work impacts the world, all that causes spiritual growth. But is it correct to say that when you are in a very loving relationship, or when you are in a very healthy marriage, or when you have children and you are giving the children love, do you grow spiritually through those processes as well? Like when you
Yes,
are
yes,
spreading love?
yes, 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 certainly, certainly, certainly.
The other question I had for you, sir, is how old are you today?
You should ask me how young I am.
How young are you today?
You guess. What do you think?
In your heart, I think you're about 21. So I'm going to, but I am asking you about the physical body, sir. And the reason I'm asking about the physical body is that I want to ask you, as you age, as you grow, a lot of people lose out on some of that physical energy, possibly some of the mental energy. Now, you're someone who has been practicing the Sudarshan Kriya or multiple, spiritual practices for so long. What has it done to your mind and your physical body today? Years of practice. What does it cause for you today?
No, you tell me how old do I look?
You look about 45.
No, I'm 64.
So a 20-year, you get a 20-year demotion in terms of your physical aging.
Yeah, I just sleep for 3 4 hours, and the rest of the time I keep myself busy. I've been traveling all the time, but now this is the longest time I'm in one place for now. But even in COVID, I'm quite busy.
Your mind is more active, your body is more active than the average person who shares the same physical age.
I don't feel I don't feel that at all. I'm 64. I just become, I'm just like a mirror. I just reflect whichever age group I am with. I am one with them. I tell you. I never felt out of place or a foreigner in any country. Nor people ever thought I am a foreigner. Anywhere in the world, they feel I belong to them, and I feel I belong to them. And same
Got it.
here also with age group, any age group, I interact with kids and they love me, and then teenagers, we have a whole bunch of teenagers, and all our programs you will see it's all filled with young people, more young
Yes,
people
sir.
than elderly people, and then I'm quite comfortable with every age group. It all depends on your spirit, no? When you're Because your spirit has no age, your self has no age. So, and if you can relate with any age, then you are ageless.
So I am going to ask you a slightly tough spiritual question, but this is something I've always wanted to ask specifically
I
you.
love tough questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I've followed you probably since I was 14, 15 years old. That's when I'd first discovered you. And I've constantly seen that you give out a lot of positivity. There's a lot of positivity in your voice with your intention, with your mission. And I would say the same thing for Sadhguruji. But also, when people, that question we spoke about how society will bracket someone like you, a yoga guru, as, oh, this person is a god man, or this, they put tags onto you. That has happened because there are other people who call themselves gurus. Like, I feel a true guru is called a guru by people. You never yourself say that, okay, I am a guru, I'm going to sit here and you guys be my shishya. The students always choose a guru. But in saying that, there's a lot of people who say that I will sit here, I will be your guru now, and they are the people who spoil the name of yoga, who spoil the name of spirituality in the world. And I also feel that that's happened because on the spiritual path, you are tested a lot. The moment you start spiritually advancing, you start advancing in yoga, God or the universe throws tests at you. The people who get past those tests are the ones like you, like Sadhguruji, who actually positivize the environment. But, sir, what goes wrong with the other people? Because people who have a bad name have spiritually advanced and somewhere they have slipped off the path. So, what happens there? And then they end up with a bad reputation or they spoil the name of yoga. Why does that happen?
Ranveer, this is there in almost every field. There was a businessman in Mumbai who sold plastics in the name of diamond. Will you say the same thing for all jewelers in the country? If you do it, it's not right, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
say upward, some such, people do exist in all different fields. There are doctors who stole kidney, and
Yes,
if
sir.
you doubt every doctor to be a thief, kidney thief, then who will be suffering? Only you, right? So, among hundreds of thousands of sadhus and gurus on in this planet, in our country, handful of people have gone into scams, and this is out of their greed, or sometimes what has happened, a traditional seat, traditional peat of guru, and they appointed someone into that seat. They were not ready for it, and they were abhi bachkani rahi, they were childish, they did not realize the responsibility, they made mistakes. and for their mistakes, you should have compassion for them. Well,
Yes,
this
sir.
guy has done this mistake. That mistake, anybody outside, anyone else would have done it also. Of course, if people on a responsible seat, if they do mistake, I usually say they should get twice the punishment as a common man would get. But these are very few in numbers. See, even Ravana took a sannyasi dress, saffron dress, to kidnap Sita. So
Yes, sir.
there has been a string of Ravana from that time. People, Vijayanagara Empire was finished by 5 sadhus. People, 5 of the Bahmani sultans, they dressed themselves as sadhus. They came and asked the king to come alone. When they came, they beheaded him. They said, I want
Yes, sir.
to speak to the king alone because we are sannyasis. So he went there, and in one day, the entire Vijayanagara kingdom was finished. In one day, without war.
Yes, sir.
In spite of having 1 lakh elephants and about thousands of elephants and 1 lakh soldiers. So these type of people are there in the world, and so, but luckily they are minuscule in number.
Yes, sir.
And so we had to take that also and move on.
Okay, so my absolute final question to you on this podcast, and this is something I do extremely selfishly. So I'm going to be selfish once again here. So, what advice do you have for me? I believe that you have an idea of what I do. So, spiritually speaking, or I'm talking to you as a form of a guru in my life. What would you tell me at this stage?
Keep up your smile. You have a good smile. Yeah, good presence, positivity in you. Keep up that positivity. Meditate twice a day. Don't miss your meditation. And continue doing good work. And more good work is going to happen through you in the future. And so be prepared for that.
Is it wrong for me to have big material goals as well?
No, you can have. I've already mentioned to you, bigger work is going to happen through you. You'll be ready for it. Yeah.
Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you. This meant a lot, sir. Just talking to you was a huge moment in my whole life and career. Genuinely, really appreciate it, sir. And I hope that through the medium we have created, your voice is able to reach out to even more people than it already has, sir. Thank you.
Lovely.